Hey there, welcome to episode number 13 of the Fat Loss and Fitness Secrets Show. My name is Corey, and today I'm going to be talking about meal plans, macros, workouts for your body type, and healthy food lists, and all of the other BS solutions that you think are the savior to your fat loss struggles. So if you're watching me live for this episode, please say hi in the comments. Let me know you are here. And if you are watching this episode on a replay, please hashtag replay in the comments or drop a hello or something to let me know when this episode is reaching you. So today I want to talk about something that sometimes is a little bit of a trigger for me because I know the answer. And unfortunately, most people don't know the answer. So a lot of times I'm in discussions and I'm messaging with people and I'm asking them, hey, what are some things that you're looking to achieve with your body? What are some of the things that you've done in the past that have or have not worked for you? And what do you feel are your biggest struggles when it comes to you reaching this goal? Like, what do you need? And the overwhelming response, I would say, 75 to 80% of people or more, the answer always falls into this one bucket. If I just had a meal plan for my body type, or if I just could have some workouts for my body, or if I could have personalized macros, or if I could have healthy food lists. So here's the thing with all of those and why none of them are the answer and they never have been. If you go to Google or you go to YouTube or you go on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, if you go on anywhere online and you hashtag or you do a search for a healthy meal plan, a 1,500 calorie meal plan, a 1,200 calorie meal plan, workouts, there is an unlimited quantity of these things. There is no shortage of these things. You have them at your fingertips within 10 seconds. You have all of this stuff. So if that's the case, and we know that to be true, and if you don't believe me, you can go do it right now, then why do people keep saying, if I only had workouts for my body, if I only had a meal plan for my body, as if your body is different from the millions of other bodies in the world and you function somehow differently than the rest of the human race. These things aren't the answer. And I know that this is going to be some real talk and this is really going to be harsh for some people to hear, but this is another excuse that you keep telling yourself. These things aren't the answer. The real answer is you have not had a switch in your mindset. You don't have the right mindset to achieve the goal or the dream that you have for this healthier, more fit body, whatever that looks like. And this is something that I talk about with my coaching clients. We had a big discussion about this last night, and that's why I wanted to do this episode about this, is because it's got nothing to do with that. True, real, sustainable fat loss, weight loss, results that are going to actually stick for the long term has a lot less to do with your macros and your food tracking and optimizing your sleep and your hormones and reducing stress and getting in your steps. And it has much more to do with being in the right mindset and being fully committed, being all in to the cause, which is what most people lack. And the reason for that, there's many reasons for that. Maybe they just haven't hit rock bottom yet, and eventually they will. And hopefully it's not a health scare that causes that. But for a lot of people, it is. It ends up being a health scare where their health is now at risk. And now they have no other choice but to make a change with their health. And unfortunately, for some people, it may be too late. So what I don't want is for you to be in that situation. And you can completely avoid that situation if you have a switch in your mindset. So the reason that you are struggling right now isn't because you don't have all those tangible things that you think you need, that you think you can't find anywhere. It's because you are identifying with a person. You are identifying with the person who behaves and the person who acts in the way that created the body you are living in right now. You identify with the person and the body that you are living in right now that you no longer want, that body that makes you feel insecure, that makes you feel anxious, frustrated. That's who you identify with. And when you identify with that person closely, you are going to be hesitant and you are going to be resistant to do the things that somebody with the body you actually want does. So, one of the steps in making a sustainable and real change is getting crystal clear on what your goals are. So, a lot of coaches and a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Oh, I want to fit into a bathing suit, or I have something coming up. Maybe it's a wedding, maybe it's something else. Maybe you're turning 40 or 50 or whatever it is. That's bullshit. Like those things are bullshit. Those aren't real motivators. Like, what's the reason you want to do this? How is it going to make you feel? And you need to think about that person. How does that person feel? How does that person act? What does that person wear? What time does that person wake up in the morning? What type of workouts does that person do? Does that person track their foods, or does that person try to eat intuitively? What does that person do? Down to the smallest, finest detail. That's what you got to get locked in on. And then you've got to identify all the things that you need to do to become that person, because until you do that, you will never, ever reach your fat loss, fitness, and body goals. And that's very harsh to hear. And some of you might be like, oh, that's silly, that's overboard, that's crazy. But I can guarantee you that until you do that, until you begin identifying with that type of a person, you will continue to struggle. You will never reach your fat loss and your fitness goals, and you will continue to live in a body that causes you to feel frustrated, disappointed, self-conscious, anxious. All those feelings are going to continue to be in your life, and they're going to not only be in your life, and they're going to bother you, and they're going to eat away at you inside, but they're going to bleed into every other area of your life. They're going to bleed into your relationships. They're going to bleed into your career. Because the truth is, somebody who is living in a body that they are proud of, that they are comfortable with, that they are self-confident in rather than being self-conscious in, that's an individual who shows up in their life every single day, in their relationships, in their marriage, in their career, in every aspect of their life, 100 times better than somebody who shows up timid, scared, self-conscious, questioning themselves all of the time. So when you become clear on that identity of the person that you want to become, you also then need to identify, what are the things that I'm doing right now? What are my behaviors? What are my actions on a daily basis, weekly basis? What am I doing that that person wouldn't do? If you're continuing to go out every weekend, you're great from Monday through Thursday, and then Friday hits and fuck, man, it's the weekend. Let's have a good time. Friday, you go out, you eat too much, you drink too much. Saturday, you go out to breakfast because you're hungover and you say, screw it, it's only one more meal. And then you sleep all afternoon. You go back out again on Saturday. Sunday morning is a wash too. You have 3 days that are completely blown, and all of the progress that you possibly could have made is gone by the time Monday rolls around, and you start all over again. And it's a cycle that you go through, and maybe you have been going through over and over and over. And that's got to get old. That's got to get frustrating. Or maybe you're somebody who keeps telling the other lie that you don't have any time. I don't have time for workouts. I don't have time to cook meals. I don't have time to meal prep. I don't have time to plan my meals out. I don't have time to log my foods, which is another misconception and false belief that you have, because guess what? There are some really super successful, busy, fit people in the world, and they have the exact number of minutes in the day as you do. They have families, they have careers, they have more responsibilities than me or you, and they find a way to fit things in, because it's not about time, it's about priority. And when you prioritize the things that are important to you, you will make them happen. So it's not about the things, it's not about a workout or a meal plan or a food list for my body. It's not about those things at all. It's about having the right mindset and making a singular decision that you are ready and you are willing and you are able to change your life for good. You draw a line in the sand. You step over that line with the understanding that you are not going to go back. You are not going to do those things that have held you back from your goals week after week, year after year. For some of you, it might be decades. I talk to people and the idea of what they want to achieve is 30 years in their past. And they've been dealing with this for almost 3 decades. It doesn't have to be that way. Shift your mindset, and then everything else will begin to fall into place. But without that shift in mindset, without that alignment with the identity of the person that you do want to become, you are never, ever going to achieve your fitness, your fat loss, or your body goals. So I know this episode was a lot of real talk. I got a little bit animated. And the reason for that is because this is something that I'm passionate about, because I know that when you make this switch, when you have that transformation of mindset, you're going to have the transformation of body. And when you have that, when you don't have it, you can minimize it and say it's not a big deal. But when you finally fucking have it, it changes everything, absolutely everything. So I hope you gained some value from this episode. If you did, please smash the like button, smash the love button, share this video, drop a comment below. Let me know any thoughts that you might have. I appreciate you watching, and I will be back tomorrow, actually, with episode number 14. Much love, and I appreciate you.